Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that subscribe to my channel, I want to say a big thank you. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the power of words and the problem with filthy languages, especially for Christians. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so for this video, you guys know me, I've got notes here, so if I'm looking down, you guys know what I am looking at. So words can tear people down, words can lift people's spirit up, words bring things into existence, words can bring curse into somebody's life, words can make somebody happy, words can make somebody feel special. That's just how powerful they are. I'm just going to give you guys a brief scripture, which is Proverbs 18 verse 21, and it says, "The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit." So whether you use your words to say something good or you use your words to say something bad, you are going to eat the fruit of what you have just said. I've noticed that a lot of young people like to say a lot of negative stuff to other people, and they like to say a lot of negative stuff to themselves. And what happens is when you say a lot of negative stuff about yourself, you unconsciously begin to operate according to the negative words that you've used on yourself. And not only that, you're also implying self-imposed curse on yourself. Now, what is self-imposed curse? Self-imposed curses are curses that you bring on yourself by the words you speak. So if you tell yourself that, you know what, I don't think I can make it, there are spirits that are flying in the air, and the devil is just going to catch those words, and before you know it, in a few years down the lane, you realize that you can't really make it because you've put this negative word upon yourself. You've put self-imposed curse on yourself, and that allows the devil to fulfill his plan for your life. The scripture says in Proverbs 18 verse 21, it says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." So you need to speak positivity into your life. You need to say positive things about yourself. If people ask you, is it okay if you can do this? Do you think you can do that? Don't be so negative about it, but try and be positive. So what do I mean by speaking positive things into your life? So let's say you've got an exam, you can, before the exam starts, you say, you know what, I'm going to pass this exam, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to fulfill what God has called me to do, I shall not die before my time. Things like that, you need to say it to yourself, because when you begin to say those things, your mindset begins to change. God did not create the earth with his physical hands. God spoke things into existence, right? So when he said, let there be sun, let there be moon, let there be this, let there be that, it didn't happen immediately. And if you read the book of Hebrews, you're going to realize that everything God said in Genesis chapter 1, he said it by faith. So everything that God had pronounced in Genesis chapter 1 did not happen immediately, but God spoke these things into existence, and that's what he expects us to do. Let me just give you a brief story about myself. When I started taking my relationship with God seriously, and I realized that there was power in my words, and whenever I would have like a bad dream, or you know, some satanic devilish dream or whatever, and I would be casting, you know, demons out of my dream or stuff like that, I realized that there was power in the tongue. So when I was listening to a lot of rap music back then, because I used to be a big huge fan of rap music, I realized that a lot of the bad stuff that they were saying on themselves, I couldn't say it because I understood that there was power in my tongue. I said to myself, if I'm using this same mouth to cast demons out, how can I use the same mouth to say something bad about myself or to say something bad about my future? I'm putting self-imposed curse on myself. And that's why little by little your desire for rap music, most especially, is going to go down a little bit, because a lot of worldly rap music, they say a lot of negative stuff about the world, about themselves, about their life, about their future. I remember I was listening to some rap stuff, and he was talking about dying before his time and bloodshed and all that stuff, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna repeat this bit in the song. So after a while, I just lost my desire for it. One of the most dangerous and poisonous part of the body is your tongue. That is the most dangerous and poisonous part. And if you want to read more of that, that is in James chapter 3 from verse 1 to 11. James talks about how powerful your tongue is, the things that your tongues can do, and how we should tame our tongue. Words are powerful. Sometimes you meet people in workplaces and they look so moody, they look so down because somebody has said something negative to them from home, or someone has said something negative to them on the bus, or someone had called them something that they were not, and as as a result of that, it reflects on their mood, and as a result of that, it's going to reflect on how they behave towards other people. Some people have said such bad things to other people that they feel that they're not capable to achieve great things in life. Like some people, maybe your parents have told you, you can never make it, or you can't become this, and as a result of that, unconsciously you're beginning to operate underneath that, and then you don't know why. You just don't have the desire to do stuff, you don't have the desire to achieve things because bad words, negative words have been spoken into your life. Now that is also a curse. Back in my own culture, a lot of people do a lot of cursing, which is bad. Now, if you know that you have been cursed or someone has said something negative to you, because some people, they don't only curse you, but they curse you and the next generation and the next generation that comes from your bloodline, which is dangerous. And you need to pray against that curse so it doesn't happen again. So what do I mean by that? Like some people, they have cursed other people and say, you know what, in your bloodline, nobody will have a baby boy. And as a result of that, anybody in that family who gets married, they find it hard to give birth to a baby boy. Now you might think, oh, that's not a big deal, there's nothing wrong with having a boy and a girl. No, it's not a big deal, and there's nothing wrong with it. But when the devil has pronounced something negative in your life, he's going to make sure that that thing comes to pass, and he's going to make sure that that thing is going to be a barrier in your future. So it's important to be praying against every curse that is in your life, and also self-imposed curse. Any negative curse, any negative things that you've said about yourself, you need to reverse it. So if you've said to yourself, you know what, I don't think I can fulfill what God has asked me to do, you need to change that. You need to reverse it. Now I'm just going to give you guys one last scripture based on words, and then I'm going to go straight to filthy languages. So if you go to Proverbs 12 verse 6, it says, the words of the wicked lie in wait for blood, but the speech of the upright rescue them. You need to start speaking positive things into your life. You need to start seeing yourself differently. You need to change your mindset. Get rid of negativity. If anybody has said anything negative about you, forget about it and focus what God is saying about you, because God can never say anything negative to you. You need to see yourself the way God sees you, not the way the world sees you, not the way your teacher sees you, not the way your parents sees you. Some teachers have told their students that you're never going to pass this subject, or you're never going to be successful, or you can never become this, and some people have accepted that. No, you tell yourself, this is not my portion. You might think like that, but this is not my portion. And as a result of that, I am going to surprise you, because I am going to fulfill that thing. The fact that you've said I'm not going to do it, I am going to do it by the grace of God. Don't forget that. And then if you go to Matthew 12 from verse 36 to 37, it says, but I tell you that everyone will have to give an account on the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned. So you have to be careful with the way you talk to people. I've done a video on attitude and behavior. Check that video out. You have to be careful with what you say, how you say it, the tone you set in, and what you are saying. Think twice before you talk. So now to the filthy languages. Now I'm going to show you guys a scripture where God goes against filthy languages. Now you guys should know what filthy languages is. Stuff like idiot, or the F word, or you're full of shit, or the word bastard. I know some people say, oh, but bastard is not a bad word. For me, it's not a nice thing to say. Things that are not nice to say, and I'm pretty sure you know what they are. If you go to Ephesians 5 verse 4, it says, nor should there be obscenity, foolish talk, or curse joking, which are out of place, but rather thanksgiving. Filthy languages should not be coming out of your mouth as a Christian. Swearing is also against scripture. You should not be swearing as well, because these words, they don't edify people's spirit, they put people down. Okay, so that's why Christ doesn't want us to use it. If you can't use it for your parents, don't be using it elsewhere. And if you can use it for your parents, don't stop using it, okay? Because it is a sin against God, and you will be accounted for every single filthy language that you use. Now, me personally, ever since I was small, I don't really use these languages, because for me, one of my policy is, if I don't like people saying it to me, then I don't say it to people, period. There are black people, when white people tell them, oh, you're such a nigger, they start fluming up, they start, they want to fight back and all that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, you're only fighting back because a white person is saying it. But then when you hear all these rap artists saying it, you're okay with it. Do you know what I mean? A bad word is a bad word, end of. If it's not a nice thing to say, just don't say it at all. I don't care whether you're black or whether you're white. Personally, I wouldn't like anyone saying anything bad to me because I wouldn't say it to you. So therefore, don't say it to me. That's my policy, and that's how it should be for everyone. If you've got friends who curse a lot, my advice is to stay away from them, because very little by little they will begin to corrupt you, and if you offend them, they are also going to curse you. So it would be a bit foolish to keep that kind of friend. Now you might say, oh well, you know, we're just messing around, it's not a big deal, the person understands that I'm joking. It might not be a big deal at the moment, you might be messing at the moment, but when that person is not in the mood, or when that person is going home and they're going through stuff, they're going to start recalling all the bad things that you've said to them. Why? Because it's not a good language in the first place. Do you see what I mean? I remember I saw a couple, and the wife was telling the husband, oh, you're such an idiot. And she was like, oh, I'm just messing. I'm like, yeah, you could be messing. But when he's at home and then maybe he's going through stuff, or he's thinking, or he's not in the mood, he's going to start to think about those words that you've said, because they are negative words. They're not words that should be used. Remember this, the devil doesn't joke when you go against scripture, okay? So it's in the scripture that you should not use filthy languages, and the devil knows that. Like I said before, the devil knows the Bible more than me and you. So when he sees that you've gone against this, he knows how to accuse you, he knows how to use that against you. And the devil ain't joking. Whether you used it while you were laughing or you were using it while you were playing, the devil don't care. The fact that you've broken the law in this book, that's what matters to him. Remember, the devil is roaming about looking for someone to devour. Don't let that be you. Let me leave you guys with this. You need to pay attention to what people say to you. I remember a couple, and they went out to eat, and the husband would tell his wife in a joking way that, oh,
you know, one day I'm gonna kill you one day. You know, I'm gonna kill you one day.
And he'd been saying that repetitively, and the wife didn't take it serious until one day, she doesn't even know what happened. She just thought God saved her. She went home early and she decided to lay the bed and, you know, set the bed up, and she found a knife underneath the pillow, and she was shocked. She had to run out of her house to save herself. But the thing is, telling someone that I'm gonna kill you one day is not a joke. I don't care whether you're laughing, whether you're playing, it's not a joke. You should take that serious. If someone is saying something bad to you repetitively, or even one time, you need to pay attention to what they're saying, because what comes out of the mouth is things that have been stored in the heart. Okay? So if someone is telling you, oh, you're not gonna make it, oh, you're such an idiot, oh, you're stupid, nah, that's been stored in here. It just took time for it to come out of here. Okay, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys have learned a lot. Please stop using filthy languages to your mates, to anybody. Christ doesn't like it, and if you're not a Christian, it's not good. Your policy should be, if I don't do it, if I don't like people doing it to me, then I don't do it to people, period. Okay, make sure you subscribe to the channel. My next video, guys, stay blessed and stay beautiful. Bye.